Okay, this is the first session of Starfinder. We're going to be going over the incident on Abasolom Station. If you all want to go around the table and introduce your characters just by their name and their class and the theme. Let's start clockwise. That's it.
Okay, so I am Olaf 1457. I am a soldier. I am of the race of androids. My theme is a spacefarer, and yes, I am neutral good.
My name is Baylor Corva. I'm a mystic. My theme is a priest. I worship the god Abadar, whose domain is civilization and also money. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Alright. I am Zach Longtail. I am a technomancer, a Yoki, which is pretty much like a space mouse. My theme is ace pilot, and I come from Acton, which is like a whole planet just filled with mice.
Okay. And
I'm Blur's Call, Bashiran Technomancer from Eox.
I love it. And so, whatever reason why you're all here, you are all here for various reasons, but all with the same goal of being part of members of the Starfinder Society. You have all boarded the docking bay 94. You see the big letters. You see the big numbers 94 splayed out across the boarding ramp ahead of you. Lights start to hum and whistle as your ferry ship, the Okamaru, has boarded. The brightly lit docks of Abasolom Station are abuzz with the activity as travelers bustle by, preparing to board disembarking starships bound for other dozens of other civilized planets out in the void of space. You see businessmen and businesswomen, business host gender Shireen, speaking among each other, greeting themselves as they enter. You see families reuniting with a former, family members reuniting with long relatives who have decided to take this station as their trip back home. You see things as far as scurrying Isaki, just about doing things. The air itself here smells as your ship begins to hum and whistle and rattle with the sounds of the final disembarking procedures as the ramp lowers. It's the smell of used, recycled air, like as you would like in an airplane, starts to waft out from the ship as you smell the slightly mechanical, little bit like oil tinged to it scent of this port. You see, just beyond them, there's ground crews who tend to dock ships, dock workers within mechanized cargo lifters, like sort of loading baggage or large cargo crates onto shipping vessels, things like that. And a sharp ting of ozone hangs in the air. A byproduct of the electrical discharges from dock ships. But underneath the station's atmosphere has a slightly, again, that same used aroma from before. The docking bay plates, they thrum beneath your feet as you all disembark in your different files. Whether that's from the passage of just innumerable feet from races with 2 feet, slug body, multiple feet. Or if it's from the Abasolom Station itself's power conduits and air recycling systems, it's impossible to say. Can everybody give me a perception check, please?
Perception's wisdom, right?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so 17.
Okay.
16.
A mighty 8.
Nice. Okay, so everybody who got above 5, you do see a
Not
tall.
me.
That's not you. You don't see shit. You're taking in the menagerie of different races. Or,
Belor, watch out for that slug man. Get out of the way.
okay. Yes. You don't notice anything.
Yes, I'm quite aware.
Everybody who got above a 5 perception for their check, you see a tall by dwarf standards, so still pretty small, but tall by dwarf standards, lanky dwarf male. He's wearing this patchwork overalls that look like brown, look kind of ruddy. He doesn't really seem like he would stand out from the typical dock worker that you see here. Outside, if he does have a Starfinder pin on his chest, sort of having him stand out. He looks across you, a sort of a friendly smile rolls across his face as he gives you all a friendly sort of wave over to him. The smile cracks through his bristly beard. Everybody who got above a 15, you also notice 2 groups on the fringes of the docking bay, taking up what looks like sort of defensive positions. It's fairly obvious what they're. It's different from what everybody else is doing. They're not really seeming to look at crates or to notice anybody. They're more like looking at yourselves. You're eyeing another group across, and as this happens, you just see fighting breaking out quickly. The shots of laser fire whistle through the air and slam into crates as Dwarvar takes one to the throat. Everybody, please roll for initiative.
Right.
Right off the bat.
Mighty 3.
Proud of you.
I got, let's see, initiative.
18.
I got an 8 again.
Okay.
I got 15.
Alrighty. So you all would be your ship would be here.
Okay, ship's there.
So you would all be in this. You'd all be starting off there. If you guys need miniatures, I have non-sci-fi miniatures. Or do you have a miniature?
I'll use my miniature.
I like Alex as a die.
I'm proud of you, Alex.
My miniature's smaller than the die, too.
I don't know. Look.
Yours is still bigger.
Yeah.
And he's got a big old hat. Even though you're probably the biggest one because you're a big old strong robot.
I'm a gigantic robot. I'm like
But you're the weakest one on the board.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I put it down, but I'm like 6'4", and I mean because I have interior parts, I weigh like something like 750
Yeah, like a
pounds.
lot.
Oh, then so before the fighting took up, with the people who were taking defensive positions, were they dressed uniformly, or were they just looking like plainclothes people that are about to start something?
They looked like they weren't dressed in sort of like any sort of guard uniform or anything like that. If that's what you're asking. A lot of them were just dressed in the typical garbs of street urchins or what have like just people who would live within the city. Looked like on one side a lot of them were wearing like a lot of like reds and blacks, and on the other it looks like one of them was primarily wearing yellows and blacks.
We stumbled in the middle of a gang war.
And was our dwarf friend? Was this our dwarf friend?
So the dwarf friend seems like he took a shot from one of the sides from.
No, I'm saying was this him over here?
No, the dwarf.
Was this Corel?
I have a dwarf. But no, your dwarf friend would be about here.
No.
As he's shot in, he doesn't seem to be moving. He seems to be writhing around a bit, and then he stops. His laser fire again is casting out in the air around you. What was everybody's initiative rolls?
18.
3.
15.
Another mighty 8.
Proud of you. So we have. Who got above an 8? Well, I'm sorry. Who got less? Did anybody get less than 8? You said 15?
3.
3. Luck is not on your side. We have, so it's going to be going Alex, Tyler, Dylan, Evan, correct?
Yeah.
And of course,
Bad guys.
God's going first.
My God.
They're firing what seems like just random directions, but it seems like they're really just trying to take each other out. As more shots whistle out into the darkness, there's a panic across. As various races, some people are clutching their families and rushing to the other side of the exits. Some of them are sort of taking cover from whatever they can, but they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot to just get out the way. We're going to be going over to Alex's initiative now.
No! Dwarf friend! I'll rush over to his body and try and pull him out of the crossfire.
Okay, give me. So you're trying to just pull him out, or you're trying to check on him, or what exactly is your intent with this? Just pull him out.
Pull him out.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. What is your just give me a strength check or an athletics.
12.
Okay, and you can move up to your speed value, which is actually I believe it's 30.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to take him. He doesn't really seem to be resisting or anything. He just sort of laying there. As you grapple him, he seems very heavy and stocky as a dwarf would. I'm not sure how many dwarfs you've picked up in your life, but seems heavy, very dense. We are going to go to Olaf.
Okay. I'm going to end up trying to shield both of them. Although my movement speed is only 20, so I can't get very far. I'm just going to sit right there, and yeah, that's as much as I can do for right now.
Okay, and we're going to Zach.
So these guys are the ones that were like with him, more or less.
No, they seem like they were two different parties altogether. They were firing at each other. Olaf was one of the unlucky souls to be hit in the crossfire, as a few other. You see a family over here that took a barrage of gunfire. You see one over here who was fleeing, took a caster shot to the knee, and is trying to crawl away, screaming. You see a huddled family here, sort of with the father holding over his children.
And this would be like a supply crate, right? Like these squares are like supply crates.
Yes, these are crates. They seem to be about the height of your body.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and give more or less Alex's guy.
What's his
Say
name?
my name!
Which is
Okay, you gave yourself an insane fantasy name, so you're going to have to pronounce it every time somebody asks.
That's Blur's cult.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give
Let's just call, okay,
I'm
we're
gonna
just
give
gonna- we're just going to say blurs.
Blurs.
I won't respond.
So you're going to give Blur's call some assistance here?
Yeah, I'm going to give him cover fire.
Okay.
So he can, which gives him like plus something to AC.
Okay, so what does that do, and what do you have to do to do it?
I figured I'd get him covered, and I have my gun out, and if I see any of these two parties start notice like, hey, there's a guy dragging another guy, let's murder him.
Okay.
Then he would get AC, because then I'd be like, fight me back. Because then they would be like, oh shoot, someone else is firing at us. We need to find cover.
So cool. Does a roll have to be made for that, or?
I don't think so. Just, I more or less just have my gun out, and anyone that like starts shooting, I'll just shoot at that direction to give him cover fire, which I think just gives him plus 2 AC.
Okay. While we're going to the next one, I want you to look that up in the book. But while that's happening, it's going to go over. Well, I'll have that happen for right now. But let's go over to Bellar.
All right. I want you to run over some. 30. So I'm gonna run over to him. I just I don't know. I mean, I know. Sorry, what? Oh. So I know you said he was shot in the neck and he's not moving. What I want to do is I want to cast stabilize on him in an attempt to save his life.
Okay. You can go ahead and go for it. Do you have to make any sort of check for that, or does it just happen?
Let me look at the full thing. I just. This thing doesn't try up.
Nice.
Typically, what may be helpful, like just with your spells and so on,
Yeah.
is just like have like a notebook or what have you, just for next time to sort of write out the spells that you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it just says, I stop a creature from dying. I don't know
Okay.
how, I don't know, just sort of an attempt, because I don't know how, if he's just, stop if he just sort of lost consciousness and he's about to die, or if he's like, already in heaven sort of thing, or.
Okay, as you cast your spell, give me not a mysticism check, give me a life science check to see what information you can sort of gather from to see if it was successful.
6. I rolled a mighty 9.
Okay, you're not really sure if it helped or not. Typically, if they don't spring to action right away,
Yeah, I just sort of
as you cast this ability, and in this situation, he's definitely not springing to action right away. Either because I've been shot in the neck with a laser bolt, I don't want to move right now, or I'm in the grips of hell. Who's to say? For that, we are going over to back to the DM's initiative here. As the two other sides, they do continue to fire at each other and fire wildly. Let's see.
Oh, sorry. All it does is it just makes him stabilize. So
Okay.
Sorry.
Bellara, you do take a bolt of a laser fire as you are trying to stabilize this. As you are trying to stabilize Dwarvar, and you take 5 damage. 5 fire damage from one of the laser bolts. The side that it's coming from, it looks like it. Again, it's hard to tell. Shots are being fired back and forth. As this one also takes a bolt of fire as he peeks up from behind his barricade. He takes a couple bolts.
Okay.
And they're changing positions as he tries to run, and these two as well. It looks like they're trying to now flee the area. Two of them do leave through an exit here, and it is going to go to. You gotta say it every time until we get it.
It's Blur's call.
We're going to go to Blur's Golf's turn.
Oh no, sir! I forgot to schedule you time to duck! You should have ducked! I'll keep trying to pull, I forgot his name, Dwarf Friend out of the way.
It's Dwarvar?
Yeah, his name was Dwarvar?
These names are hard to pronounce, they're not...
Oh, really? They're hard to pronounce?
Oh,
They're not
hard to
sure.
pronounce,
Okay. So yeah, you can just drag him half your movement speed. You've already made your athletics. Okay.
It might say in the magical screen, of which we can't see, where it says cover fire.
Yeah, it might, but keep looking. That's all you're gonna do during your turn?
Belor, stick to the schedule! Get back here! That's it.
Okay. And so what is Olaf going to do during his turn?
Now that he has him dragged back, I'm going to just stand straight up as a human shield, or a humanoid shield, and just pull out my semi-auto pistol and just start shooting it. I'm going to shoot at this guy, but not hit him. I just want to shoot at his feet, just to give these guys cover fire, so that way we can backtrack.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll for it.
11.
By the way, look on page 244, Dylan. 11.
Okay.
So it's fire. You said shooting him.
Yes, him.
Okay. He's using those crates near him, and there are crates about hip level as cover as he's sort of ducking down at your shots. It wasn't your intent to hit them, so none of them do as he's sort of ducking away. You do know that they're not in the guard of any sort of guard or officials. They're basically just wearing clothes.
Okay.
And so it is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. And so it is going to go to Zach's turn.
Seeing that so far we're doing pretty good. Like we're not, well, you took damage. I kind of then just, since they left, kind of move up to give more somewhat cover to a maybe not dead dwarf buddy, and just kind of ready. I guess have like a dodge action or ready action.
Ready action to do what?
He already shot at us, right?
So they're shooting mainly at each other. They are hitting pedestrians as they're fleeing. Dwarvar also took damage.
Right, but
but they're not making a target out of you as much as they're dealing with each other.
I just kind of come because maybe our dwarf is somehow still alive, and maybe the less.
Well, I mean, if he was alive at all, he's not springing back, but he's
Yeah, as
Not
far as
gonna die.
as far as Zach knows, he might somehow not be dead. I mean, he could be, but he sees that Borgzog.
Again, pronounce it every time. You
Blurs.
decide it's an
Blurs.
insane fantasy name.
Just say blurs. Just say blurs.
Blurs, yes,
Blurs
more or less.
Blur's gone.
But I'm more or less helping in Blur's effort to see if this gentleman is still alive or not.
Okay. So you're checking. If you're checking on him, I want you to also give me a life science roll as well.
Life science. Okay. Oh, okay. Life science. Cool. Let's see. Life science. I got a 14.
Okay. You can tell that his soul may be wreathed in the flames of hell by now,
Oh.
or purgatory, but he's not moving. In that there's a hole that's cauterized that's through his throat. That's the main reason why he's not moving.
I just
Even though it's not typical of dwarves to have that.
I just kind of tell Buzz just hey, I do believe you are carrying a corpse.
I chirp at you.
Because that's the name.
They have little insect mandibles. We're going to move over to it to Bellar's initiative.
So I'm going to cast my spell Mind Thrust at this happy fellow. So as they're shooting, also for this 94, I'm assuming it's not like raised cover or anything.
No, that's just a
Okay.
large painting.
Okay.
You're this many feet away.
It's bothering me.
Oh, okay.
You're 45 feet away.
Yeah. That.
Okay.
So what I do
That's how it
is
works. I found it out.
Tell me on your next turn.
So I just reach out my hand and say, Abadar, take you, as I, try to push, my powers and magic into his mind to teach him about for shooting into a crowd of innocents.
Okay, and what do I have to do for that? Do I have to make a
It
save?
is. Yeah, it is a save. Or no, I think. Gosh, I hate this thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
As long as
While we're waiting, do you just want me to show me on the book where it is, and I'll just read it while
it's 246,
Okay.
and it's just called Covering Fire.
Alright, let me
Which
see where it
is-
is. And I'll just sort of read to everybody, so if you all want to
Yeah.
check out what Covering Fire does.
It's like pretty like by the book, like.
Alright, so you can use a standard action to make a ranged attack roll that provides covering fire for an ally. Make a ranged attack roll against AC 15. If you hit, you deal no damage, but the selected ally gains a +2 circumstance bonus to AC against the attack from a creature in your line of sight. So basically, if you can see them.
Yeah.
So long as the attack occurs before your next turn. So basically, you can't. You have to make a roll against a 15, but if you beat that, then they get the +2.
Oh.
You guys didn't roll before, but again,
Yeah.
we didn't know the rules, so we're just letting that pass.
I think for Mind Thrust, it's just sort of like an attack roll I'm making against.
Yeah.
Okay. Put that okay.
Didn't I have my
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason
Yeah,
the
if you-
big thing doesn't say add your wisdom or not. So
Oh, it doesn't say like
Nice.
which spell or stat to use. But yes, when you're attacking, you do add. It's just damage you don't.
Okay.
That's what I.
alright,
well,
so like is
Giant water.
uh
Spaceships.
is 7 good enough to hit him?
7's not good enough to hit him.
Dukes.
As your prayer to Abadar of vengeance falls on deaf minds.
Alright.
They do turn to you as they begin firing at you. As they begin
Well, that's
firing
just a
at
standard action, so
you. Okay.
after I see that I see I cast it, say, well that didn't work. And then I don't know, is this some sort of cover?
That is cover.
Alright, then I go.
Starts with a C. Covered.
Oh my
It's the glowing receptionist deck of sort of a steely material. It's glowing on the inside with just the blue lights of different control panels and whatnot.
That's a decade-old model. It sucks.
Yeah, and then I just sort of, as I go, and then it doesn't work, I'm like, oh shit, and I just sort of run for cover and get behind the
Where is this in?
Okay, it's going to count as regular cover, so it's going to add a +4 to your armor class while you're behind it. While you're against these two, since they would be helping you from cover, and +2 to reflex saves as well. This last one of this side, he bolts as well, and this one flees. These two do take pot shots at you as they're running. Both of them, well, let's see here, your AC, they both miss as they're taking shots and they're fleeing away. While they're fleeing, you do see the red and blue lights off in the horizon finally appear as the sounds of guard sirens or police sirens finally do enter the scene.
We saved the day.
Woo! We saved a corpse.
You do see one of the guards that on that side in the black and yellow, not really uniform but attire, sort of gets stopped by one of them as the others sort of they already have their weapons ready as they land and they start to secure the area.
Okay.
Moments of calamity do pass and then they eventually subside as the guards, as Abaddon security does call ambulances and things like that to the area, offering what medical aid they can, taking witness statements, asking questions, and so on.
Okay, while they're doing that, I'm gonna do my doctoring and be a doctor and do whatever I can to at least check on him. And if he's dead as a doornail right now, I'm gonna do whatever I can to try and at least keep him together enough so if we can get him to a medical bay, we can try and bring him back.
Okay.
I'll watch in interest.
I just kind of tell you, as far as we know, he's a corpse. A nice looking corpse, but a corpse nonetheless.
True.
Right, you do know he is in fact a not thinking about life anymore.
Okay. Well, it's just 20 still, but I will pat him on the head and say, "It was nice to know you, my friend."
Okay. So the guards there, so they have through a loudspeaker, everybody put your weapons down. Remain calm. Abaddon security is on the scene. As they've cordoned off the area, people do sort of die down. Some of them they do tell you to get away from the dead body.
Yeah,
Get your hands off that corpse.
Okay.
Stow your weapons.
I take all my weapons off and put my hands up.
Okay. They do question you. They look around to each of you, and who has the highest charisma amongst all of you?
I got
Not
15.
me.
What's yours?
15.
Okay. Who has higher than 15? So they do question you. One the voice from the loudspeaker. He does. He comes out. You there, boy?
Yes, officer.
I would have word with you. What happened here?
It all happened so fast. My companions and I, we were disembarking from our ship to meet our friend Durvar Krell, and we waved at him, and then before we knew what happened, two groups of thugs just started shooting at us, and our friend was shot in the neck. I tried to save him, but he's already in the hands of Abadar now. There was nothing I could do, and we tried to return fire to try to repel these vile individuals.
He sees that you have been wounded. From that, and do you require medical attention there, boy?
No, Abadar will see to my wounds, officer.
So about that, I mean, we got ambulances.
Bellor, sir, you probably should. You need to.
You're in shock there.
No, there are others more grave. No, I will be fine. Attend to those.
Bellor, you're bleeding.
He gives you a very inquisitive look. Sort of a little bit confusion on his face as he does look, and he sort of holds back one of the emergency responders, and they have a quick conversation. The emergency responder also looks at you. She looks up at you and gives you sort of like look and sort of gesticulates back to her medical supplies and sort of goes back and just sort of tends to other people
Yeah.
who are in need but aren't in a calm state that you are.
I also tell the officer, if I can be of assistance, I can heal them through power of Abadar. I can heal those who are wounded.
I am also a doctor.
Abaddon Security has everything under control, but we could use your help.
Yes.
Your profession, if you do have medical experience, I'm sure that we could use you.
Where do you need me?
Go speak with LaRoche as he points over to the same like half-heighted female who was going to assist Bellar from before. He sort of points over to her. Ask her where will be most helpful.
I go walk over to her.
Yeah, and she starts pointing out different sort of triaging the area, getting transport, things like that. She looks up at you. Well, it's lucky that you're here. And just give me like a medicine check or what have you, or
Okay.
life science, I suppose.
Oh, so while he's doing that, can I walk up to where the Epsilon, I don't know, EMTs are, and then sort of, when they're, because I'm guessing they're sort of grouping the people together, so they're sort of close.
Yeah, the ones who are unharmed, they sort of have them still giving sort of different witness accounts in one area.
I walk toward sort of the area where there's wounded, where he's been, and I use my healing ability, healing channel, so I spend a resolve point and I can heal all allies within 30 feet for 2d8.
Okay, as you start to cast your magics and things like that, one of them does, again, block you a bit. Hey, we got everything please, we have everything under control. I recognize how you may be in shock. I do understand this has been a scary situation. Just please allow the professionals to take care of this.
Well, as
Hello,
she
sir,
says
they're
that, it's
blocking you
just
because you're bleeding.
As one of the officers also
really get that concussion looked at, though.
also says, I'd recommend you stand down.
sir, my magics can help these people.
Sir, I would recommend you stand down. Enough has happened here today. As he's reaching for his pistol, a few other officers seem very tense as they're approaching you as well.
I go walk on over to Belor and I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "It's okay."
Alright, I suppose I'll just attend to myself as I cast Mystic Cure on myself.
Okay.
So just for 6 whole damage. So does that heal just hit points or stamina points too?
It heals stamina points and hit points.
Okay, so as they're like, "No, we don't need your help," I say, "Okay, wah 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 wah." As I heal my laser wound.
They don't really pay you much attention as you're doing that. One of them is kind of one of them who did look like they had their medical supplies ready for you. They sort of turned and are addressing other wounded, but for the most part they're sort of like leaving you alone. But they are sort of still quarantining off the other injured as they're loading them into some of them about maybe 30 minutes to an hour pass. Some of them are speaking to them, taking witness accounts. Some of them are leaving in ambulances. Some of them are leaving in Abasolom Security shuttles, things like that. We're going to move over to Zach. What is that? Zach, do you do anything particular within that 30-minute span of things?
As I just see, the fine officers and everyone else is kind of doing that, I just kind of ask them, like, this might be a short answering of my question, but does do the children that alive need some psychiatric help? I am a psychologist. I know it's a shot in the dark, but I kind of figured I'm here and kind of feels weird when I'm not doing something.
The same voice that was over the loudspeaker that seems to be the captain of the security detail looks to you. Well, that will be mighty appreciated. I do recommend, if you do wish to give out your contact information, I'll make sure to spread that around. What clinic are you with, or what are you with a hospital? Do you have a card or any information?
And I produce, it's not the most, pretty much just like one of those 5x8 little paper things. Unfortunately, I don't have a clinic. I am a licensed psychiatrist, though. I just don't have a clinic yet. but here is my number, and I give to him one of just a simple like from Earth 5x8 cards that just says like my name, and like my races. Well, because I figured some people like I want a psychologist that has 8 arms and 8 legs.
Right. Yeah. You're just giving him your card, right? Okay. He takes it. He just looks over it for a moment. And he puts it in. This will be much appreciated, and I'll have any of the young ones to come to you for aid after discussing this with the family, and of course theirs first. But I will pass your information along.
And then I kind of so who are those 2 gangs like shooting at each other? We all said we just arrived here, and one minute we're meeting a friend, and the next minute there's like a small civil war between gang violence. Is this normal around here, or?
Unfortunately, attacks between the Downside Kings and the 21st Yakuza have become more prevalent in this area since recent events. But why they were here, I don't know. That investigation is still underway. Did you see anything, anyone in particular who stood out?
I didn't. I mean, I was more or less just helping my good bug friend over there.
He looks over at you.
Try to rescue.
He himself is a Vesk, so he's sort of like, he doesn't really give you a look of indifference, as you just called this Shireen, just a bug person. Maybe thinking, bug people, whatever.
I'm just going by the rat people base. They're just kind of weirdly like saying.
He doesn't seem to mind, almost as if like you were to see, instead of my friend Lance over there, that black guy over there.
Racism still lives.
But it's future racism, so it's worse.
Oh my god, we got AIs. Racism.
But no, I just tell him like we were trying to do what we could to save the gentleman that was just shot in the neck. But by the time my friend was pulling him, I could kind of tell like, no, that's a laser, gone straight through. Like maybe his brain might be saved for cryo something. I don't know. This sounds whatever, but
you seem to be in shock there. But thank you very much. And as he sort of he pulled away sort of a little, it looks like a little 3-inch recorder stick that he has with like a little red light at the end, just sort of indicating that he's recording your statement. He's speaking to you. He's taking your statement from that same 30-minute time span that people are being shuttled away and whatnot. As it does move over to Blur's Gulp. Take it right.
Yeah, I am checking my I'm checking my detailed day planner of notes. This meeting got drastically over long due, so can we stick to schedule? Can we get to the next place we have to get to?
And who are you saying this to?
Myself. I'm not saying it to anyone. I'm telling you. I'm checking over like my day planner because gotta keep the schedule.
Your day planner was to meet Dwarvar so that he could introduce you.
I didn't have a backup plan or anything. I had one point of contact. It was really poor planning on our part.
Yeah, there may be something on Dwarvar's person that you.
I don't think I can just go search a corpse
that
now.
you may be able to pocket. And you were hovering over his corpse.
you were like
in a way. This is still that same 30-minute time span. I'm just speeding things up. Just
would I have had the foresight to look for anything?
What's your wisdom?
10.
Yeah, it's average intelligence. So yeah.
All right. I would have looked for any kind of.
Okay. You don't find anything of like, you don't find anything immense value. You find a small credit chip in his pocketbook, as well as, his ID card. You also find his,
Take that.
You also find his phone. It's unlocked.
Oh, he's bad security. I take that.
Okay. Oh my god. And you also do find a small locket that has a female halfling's face on it.
Oh,
I leave that.
Okay. She seems fairly young, about 30, early 30s, maybe late 20s ish. Short, dark hair.
I'll keep a mental picture.
Okay. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. During that time, I'll be going through the phone looking for any poorly named contacts like home.
Okay.
Something.
There are a few different contacts that you find. You find just a name of Carolyn. find the name of Zachary and Cathal. You find one that says wife. You see one that says that's it's a Shireen name. That says Chiskasik. And this one does have the there's a few other contacts on there. The reason why Chiskasik stands out, it does have that same Starfinder logo next to his name. And you also find another that says vet. Another contact that says vet. And a few other appointments, this one being one of the appointments that he had to do today. Another one was to take his pet to the vet.
Oh no.
Another was to pick up his children from school.
A shivering tear falls down my eye as another plan has been ruined, and it's a tragedy.
Okay.
You can't stick to schedule.
Yeah, you know, truly, you can't.
What kind of universe is this?
Schedule the grave.
Oh god.
And that's an appointment we all have to keep.
Oh my god.
True.
We don't get a choice in that.
Okay. But that's about all that you find. As you're scrolling through the contact list, Chiskasik, he does have it's not a male or female Shireen, it's the host race, the host gender, that third gender. It does have compound eyes, a sort of long, wispy sort of antenna coming from the front, a short row of mandibles, and its eyes are sort of a red and burgundy sort of wash of color, as his like exoskeleton that insects have. It is shaded with sort of a brownish blue hue and a gray across the front.
Okay, well, I'll start dialing Chiskathic, and I'll make my way over to Belor
Okay.
in hopes that they'll answer in time. I just pass the phone off.
Hey, I don't want this phone call for you.
We'll just have you all just communicate amongst yourselves with this information, unless there's anything specific that Olaf wanted to do for right now.
I was just tending to all the people who got hurt, and I rolled a natural 20 on my medicine check.
Okay, so during that 30 minutes, you do patch up the people who aren't in critical condition. The ones who are there are quickly whisked away to what is presumably, the nearest hospital or emergency center. But you do, just through different conversations and things like that, you are able to move yourself in, offer what medical aid you can, and you are thanked for that. You do get a bonus 100 experience points for that. And just everybody communicates amongst yourselves while the DM's loading what information you find and what have you.
Would Chiskathic answer? Would Chiskathic answer?
Chiskathic, the line is busy, and you have been requested to leave a message. Hey, this is Chiskathic. I'm not here right now. If you could leave a message, that would be appreciated.
Hi, this is Blurska Hall calling on behalf of I forgot the daughter's name, Durgan. Thank you.
I love it.
6.
Well, I mean, listen,
Also, I don't know what to say.
I mean, like a receptionist or whatever, your phone kill should be on point. You should be like,
You know what?
oh, this is Blushkithisk.
I know this, okay? But you don't know I called them, so
That is true.
leave it at that.
So, about maybe 5 minutes pass, the phone does ring again.
Oh no, is it Chiskathic?
It is. You see the hollow image of Chiskathic sort of pop up in view.
I start running towards him and I answer and I say, Blurska, help!
Where's Dwarvar?
Oh, sir, you have a call on line 1. Give it to you.
Okay, Blurs. Sorry, hello, I just handed the phone.
Yeah, Dwarvar.
To whom's to my...
Why do you have Dwarvar's phone? Why did you call?
Oh, I hate to be the one to give you this bad news, but our mutual friend died in the crossfires of gang warfare. Pardon?
Dwarvar's dead.
Yes, I'm Baylor. We were supposed to meet him, and while waving to him, he was stricken down.
Oh God.
We tried everything we could, but he's in the hands of the ethereals now. It was painless.
Well, if Dwarvar's dead and you have his information, I would assume that you would be Olaf or.
I'm Baylor. Olaf, he's attending to some of the wounded. He is a doctor.
You and yours, you were set to have contact with us, correct?
That is correct.
Please meet me at my office at Lore Spire and the Lore Spire complex, and we will continue to discuss this in person.
All right. Again, I'm sorry for your loss.
So am I. The phone, the hollow image sort of dies out. You no longer see his face, and you see. But that's really.
Yeah, I look at Blair's like, Blair's. How do you know this person?
Cheep, cheep, cheep. Which is a bug smile.
How would a Shreen smile?
They got some teeth about him.
I mean, it would just be like a nightmare where like all the teeth sort of just go up like. And it's like, to them it's like a happy smile, but everyone's like, oh God, is he gonna kill me?
Is he looking at my legs? Does he want more legs?
They just collect legs and put them on racks in their home.
Oh God.
See, that was the problem. Everyone thought that the Predator was getting mad at Arnold Schwarzenegger, but in fact he was smiling at him.
I was like shooting him like an asshole.
This was a simple misunderstanding.
He just wanted a friend.
The rest of the hour passes, and it turns to 2, as the midday begins to sort of turn down. The artificial day, the lights begin to turn into dusk.
Yeah, sort of just go down, I guess. Like they just turn lights like half off.
Or just dim down, like.
It's fairly common knowledge in most installations, like space stations or things like that. They do have artificial like life support, things like that. One of the nicer areas, they do have things like a time of day. Just like, oh God, it's always daytime. Because that'd be horrifying.
Yeah.
But they do allow you all to leave after I take all statements.
Alright. Well, we have a appointment at this spire.
Yes, you do. If you all do decide to go to the Lore Spire complex, everybody give me a culture check.
Well, I'm looking it up on Starfinder maps.
We do still have Dorvar's phone, so you do.
I try to take his phone back. Do you give it back to me?
I mean, I have no personal attachment to it, so I give back. Also, just so is this ship like a
Stop playing.
what is it, a comm unit, personal comm unit?
Yeah.
Like you can buy, okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
It's assumed that you all have one as well, just because.
actually it's
if
something you
these-
have to buy.
I'm gonna say each of you has things like in life, like you guys have shoes, even though it doesn't specifically say you have shoes. You guys probably, if you need glasses, you probably have those. You guys have a phone if y'all need phones.
Oh man, so I spent money on a perfectly good personal comm unit for nothing.
You bought the iPhone 10. So
No! God damn, I don't want to be a
Or
hipster.
you can buy a $60 smartphone like I did. It's made out of suffering and cheap plastic.
Let's please don't
Just
make me
be
be a
fine.
space hipster.
Space hipster. Okay, yours has more apps. Also,
Alright, I guess I also have to have like a real big hat.
yeah.
And
You also
overalls.
you also have to pay more money to dress more shittily.
Yeah, also I'm wearing flannel.
I hate you already.
See, you made me this way.
Yeah,
Iron has to be made this way.
And the cuffs of your overalls
I
are
hate
rolled
it.
up ever so slightly.
but I hate them. But so yes, you do find the address to Lore Spire Station. Lore Spire complex, as well as looking to his phone. The homes of the other contacts on there. The address of the vet. Do you want to take over Dwarvar's life? Or do you want to just go to Lore Spire Complex?
I mean, if I'm bored, I might keep managing it.
Every time he gets a call from his wife, it's like, have Dwarvar's face?
Either that
It's gonna droop it off. I can't come back home right now.
or that would just be like, hi, this is Dwarvar, personal assistant, how can I help you? When's my husband coming home? When's my husband coming home? And you'd be like, I'm sorry, man, but he's in a meeting right now. Can I leave a message for him?
It's been 2 weeks.
Alright, that's play Starfinder.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty easy to find Lore Spire Complex just with having the address. You can take a shuttle there. It'll cost maybe 10 credits
Oh,
for all of you.
I
Like,
got.
or you guys can do what I hate to do and walk, but it'll take like a few hours.
I got 17 on that culture check.
Okay,
You
so
got-
again,
you
you
got
know where it
21.
is as well.
Okay, that's what I
Um,
don't know what's about.
Since he was able to get it just from looking through his phone, looking through a dead guy's phone, he had the address.
Hey, I recommend we go use the shuttle. Maybe we'll get less shot around here. I don't know. Or like, I'm good for just walking. I mean, to me, this is kind of just regular. Maybe it's not here in the station.
You know what? Let's take the shot.
Yeah, let's take the shuttle.
We're already drastically behind schedule.
Alright, so 10 for all of us, just like
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, it's
Per-
just, yeah, like 10 for all of you, not 10 each.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
We have 400.
I'll pay because I have a bunch of money.
okay.
I
Thanks.
mean, he prays to the god of money, so.
I mean, you kind of do too, but I'm like,
He just wakes up in the morning and his bag is full of even more money.
listen, my job is I'm a corporate professional, so yeah, probably just like, all right, I'm gonna do this boop 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 boop. Shareholders 401ks dividends. That's probably how like my healing spells work. It's like, Ine shareholders, your money's return investments.
Yes.
the profits are
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Eventually, the shuttle does make it to Lore Spire Complex. It is a massive spire, and just surrounded by a garden of lush purple grass and large trees of ebony-colored bark with more purple leaves to them. Artificial light is gleaming from the from the ceiling as the dome, as a large dome of Abasolom Station shows the infinity of the galaxy up ahead. It's not pointing towards the sun right now, just in its axis, but it does sometimes. You can tell that it is, in fact, that it is still that sort of dusk hue to everything. As you see that there are people bustling around, speaking. Some of them do have it's rare to see in the crowd, but you do see them. A few different Starfinders with their various armaments and whatnot, discussing notes. Some of them speaking to crowds. Some of them alone studying texts and whatnot. And the front door to Lore Spire Station is open, as a force field is holding out just like leaves and debris and insects, things like that. As you see a colony of ants be rebuffed by by just the most tantalizing of picnic baskets that is on the front receptionist's desk.
Is it a picnic basket or a picnic basket?
There's no bears around, so it's not a picnic basket.
Oh, okay.
It's a picnic basket.
Thank you, money guy, for that, I guess.
Things are even worse.
Almost as bad as sea bears, but
Oh god, space boo boo.
so if you all decide to go through a very excited looking receptionist at the front desk, he does turn to you. Oh, what can I do for the four of you? Do you have an appointment here, or what's?
We are here to see Chiskathik.
Oh, let me check if he's available. If you'd all like to take a seat, he points to a large row of a waiting area.
I believe you'll find he's available. We had an appointment.
Well, I still gotta check, but I will
We will wait.
But I will let him know you're here. As he again sort of gesture.
My giant
Yeah.
friend leans towards the receptionist and says, he likes to keep to the schedule.
Well, that is definitely a very time efficient way to live. I will see if he's available. I will tell him you're all here right away. He gets up, leaves for about maybe a while.
It is customary to wait. Let's wait.
Time passes. The slow crawl of time continues to pass.
Are there like magazines to read?
There are.
Something like
There's
5
a few
years
lifestyle there's a few lifestyle magazines from a couple years ago.
Oh heck yeah.
There is a newspaper that seems like it's from today. There is a science magazine,
I'll take a look at the newspaper.
and there is an issue of Huge Ass Monthly. It's a jazz magazine, Huge Jazz. Huge Jazz.
I try to scroll through all the ads. I'm like, one thing I hate about space newspaper.
Yeah, you do pass them. Huge ass, huge ass, huge ass, huge ass, huge ass, huge ass. But You are eventually crawled back as you're on the page of Hugh Jazz, or I'm sorry, of the newspaper. You were into the newspaper, correct?
Yeah, I was reading the newspaper.
Okay, you actually do find one thing that sort of stands out, as you do have, as you're reading through it, you do get some information that a group has found, a mining group, the Hard Scrabble Collective. They are a mining company. Sorry, not a mine, but they do shipping, mining, things like shipping, mining, and what have you, off in the vastness of space. They are having a dispute right now with Astral Extractions, who did hire them to go out and study a astral. I know.
Astral extractions.
I can't give you inspiration for that. I'm sorry. I want to, but I can't. Astral Extractions. They are having a dispute right now over an amount of just unknown material. This large drift rock. It is. Yeah, but that's all that you can get. There's a large dispute going on against that. As you also do hear that crime between the two warring gangs, the 21st Street Crew, and they have begun to get more violent.
So
in some of the area.
Zach more or less just kind of reads this as he picks up, says, paperboard and 6. Isn't that an old Earth term? And then just kind of skim through, then
Earth
say,
isn't a fucking planet anymore, you insensitive bastard.
Also, another one.
Yeah. This is Starfinder.
Look, my guy's face is kind of sarcastic and just says weird things they might have heard from other species.
Alright.
I'm just playing the character.
Alright, you'll put in this
But then I also,
But that's what you're able to get just from that paper, that there is a dispute between those two companies, as gang wars between the Downside Kings and the 21st Street Crew has has started to flare up over the past few weeks.
I'm gonna use like my pretty much it's a cantrip that lets me like type like a telepathic message, and it's kind of telepathically just send everyone like what I just learned, and then just say with a comment like, I wonder if the company having a bit of a dispute and the gang violence have a connection. I mean, I don't know if, well, I suppose gangsters could be hired to do a job, but it just seems weird of why they were coming to this that port.
Okay. So as you're communicating this message, the receptionist does come back.
I don't get too hopeful.
Hey, so he's Chiskasik is ready to see you now. Please follow the lights. As a row of lights sort of guide you all to his office. They're in blue, and there's a series of arrows that sort of it's an arrow hologram that sort of falls against it. So it sort of falls against the side of where you're going, leading into a small-ish office. It's cluttered with different paperwork and things like that, but it's clean. It just seems like it's just full of this beings at work. Chiskasik does look up at you. He gives you all a solemn greeting. Again, I thank you all for meeting me today, and I believe we do have a few things to discuss. Please take a seat. As he gestures to a long U-shaped bench in his office that's sort of surrounding a small plastic desk that he takes a seat behind. It has a small lamp and some papers by it. They take a seat and he bids you all to take a seat, please. If you're thirsty, there's some water.
I continue to stand.
I see.
Are you not acceptable?
I just prefer standing.
I understand.
I will take you off on that water.
Okay.
Is it like a water cooler with those little like triangle paper cups?
That's hog swill? It is! He gives you fancy rich guy water, which it's from a large glass decanter. He pours out as citrus fruit falls out from it. Some of them green, some of them blue. The glass itself is warm to the touch, but as you go to sip it, it's cool, and it feels like it's very refreshing. As the taste of it, it's like a summer. It's like if you were a little baby kitten and you fell asleep in a sunbeam. That's what it is to drink it.
So Zach takes Zach, thinking that it's just going to be like a water cooler with is surprised by this like actual like you said it was a glass.
Yeah,
like,
well,
bottle?
it's a glass decanter that he pours out for you.
And then I take a sip of the water, and I'm like, this is actually very refreshing and very calming to make me forget about what happened this afternoon.
Yes, well,
But then a memory of being shot comes like, it's back.
Wait, I thought I was the only one to get shot.
Well, we were being shot at, and I'm
it's
still
being shot at.
yeah,
Oh,
and I'm still kind of traumatized. I mean, I could have been shot.
Yeah, it could have been me.
It's like, what is he, a sociopath? What is he, a fucking sociopath? He's like a guy getting blasted next to him. Like, well, it should ain't me, so it hurts.
I didn't say that.
No, exactly. He's not a sociopath. You were like, that's horrifying. I'm so sorry that happened. Like, well, you know, I'm not the one with 2-day kids, so whatever. Fair.
Here's the start of Zach's drinking problem.
Oh, water.
It's
Yes.
delicious water.
Jeez. I need this water.
I mean, yeah, you do. I'll take some without all the pomp and circumstance.
And he gives you a glass as well.
Alright, take a sip.
Again, it's warm to the touch. It's very relaxing. Chiskathik, he does look to each of you. I'm sorry that I cannot welcome you to Abasolom Station under better circumstances. I assure you that such attacks are not a daily occurrence, though I realize that it is likely a small comfort to you. I am pleased that none of you are seriously hurt, but I grieve for Dwarvar's death. He was a friend. He was a valued member of the society, and may the Lady of Graves look kindly in judgment of his soul. He bows his head momentarily, like as if a moment of silence. He looks back at you, trying to regain some of his composure. What puzzles me is the reasons for the attacks. He sort of taps a few commands into the desk, like a little computer sort of blares up, and it casts a shadow of white light across the table. According to the incident report that just released by Station Security, the two gangs were involved in the attacks: the Downside Kings and the 21st Street Crew. Gang wars unfortunately aren't an uncommon place on the station, but they usually confine themselves to the more lawless sections, like the puddles. It's rare for street gangs to battle openly in public areas like the docks or residential districts. I can't help but wonder what all this means. There must be a reason why the two gangs were at Docking Bay 94. Did you see anything in particular?
No, as we were coming in, we were going to meet Dwarvar. I saw, the two groups, and they were dressed in, common garb, but not in any sinister fashion. They were staring at each other, and then the next thing I knew.
Likely the two gangs.
Yes.
So, possibly this was a coincidence, but more possibly not, it seems. Were you and Dwarvar just innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire, or would you have been specifically targeted? If so, why?
As far as we know, I don't think we were targeted. Like my friend said, they look like they just look at each other and then fight would start.
So,
I mean, we're just as surprised as anyone else that would be surprised in the, gunfire that happens out of nowhere. And I just take another sip.
on the matter, my understanding from you all meeting with me today is that you wish to become members of the Starfinder Society.
That would be correct.
I would like to ask that you investigate this incident on behalf of the society and find out exactly what happened and why. I don't believe this was a simple coincidence. It may simply be a matter of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I have no doubt that station security will rule it as such. But if Dwarvar was murdered, and he sort of pauses for a moment, remembering back to Dwarvar, I would like you to find justice for my friend. At the same time, this will give you the opportunity to demonstrate your own skills and abilities and show the Starfinder Society that you are worthy of the title Starfinder. I wish you all the best of luck and safety.
I'll give him Duravar's ID that I swiped. No, I keep the phone.
Oh, you give him his wallet.
Yeah, it's like the ID.
Do you give him the
Duravar's
credit
ID.
stick?
I didn't take that.
Okay.
I'll give him the idea of it's probably would mean more to you.
I will ensure that this is returned to his family, and that any sort of processions as to the funeral and pension will also be forwarded to his family. Thank you. Sort of puts it down next to him. So he sort of, is it agreeable that you all allow him to do this task?
Agreed.
Yeah, seems like a good start as any.
I'd recommend investigating either gang of which you saw. I don't have too much information about this, but you're welcome to any that I have. Most of this will be on your own. Consider this also a test. And so after some more conversation, he leads you out of his office.
Before, I'm assuming the puddle's the one that we're going to investigate, but I ask him if he thinks that there's any other areas that we should look, to start looking, because
One known area, if it is if the 21st Street, if the 21st crew does operate in, I would check level 28. I'm sorry, level 21 of this area. They are known to hang out there, as is their namesake. Search around, poke around, see what you can find.
all right.
As far as if the other, if the downside kings, your guess is as good as mine.
Ask him if he knows of anywhere to stay while we are.
Well, if you are looking for lodging, I can give you what I can. I'd have to think for a moment, but there's a small hotel called the Moons of Sleep. It's located just a short walk from the Towers of the Eye. He sort of he boops and beeps on his computer for a bit as a hollow image of of this section of Abasolom Station. It does sort of flow out into the solidify out from the ether of holographic Tupac magic, and he sort of points over to it as he gives you all he loads up your data pack, your iPhone 10.
I tip my like this is my overall. That's why it is now.
Oh god, yeah, like the whole mustache and all that shit. But yeah, so he does give you the information on where to find the Moons of Sleep.
Okay.
It's located just a short walk away from the Towers of the Eye. The hotel is centrally located. It's a step up from the Marriott.
Okay.
As in they have suites, but they also have economy rooms as well.
Oh, okay.
But he does they have modest prices.
Alright, I'll thank him for that and tell him we'll find justice.
Okay. He also loads his since you're the one talking to him.
Yeah.
He also has loaded his contact information into your data mobile phone, and takes yours down as well.
I was thinking about it. He's already bought one. Can I just have two phones, like one for personal use, one for business use?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I figured with the one.
oh god,
phone,
it's getting worse and worse.
like,
I mean,
You have two phones.
no,
now.
it's
yeah.
fine.
You're a hipster with two phones.
no, one for so I can check stock stuff.
No, I mean, it sounds like a goddamn drug dealer. Yeah, I have this phone for my personal use for my bitches. This one wouldn't know my job is at.
Just guess me the bitches.
Oh god.
It only has one button. Dialing bitches.
Beep. Is this a group of them in a room? Yo, what's up, bitches? But anyway.
Simple.
Just one for so I can check stocks, and one's like play Flappy Bird.
Indeedly. But yes, he does load your information. What do you do? It's like you get your business.
No, I figured the second one would just be like a backup in case.
Okay.
I figured we get shot at, so.
With whatever device you use
Yeah.
to get this guy's information, he does put your information on there.
Yeah. So just the one I usually use, not my backup one.
Please contact me instead.
He also gives you information down, takes yours. He does it to all of you, just in case he needs to contact any of
Before
you.
we go, is there any other information you can help us in our investigation?
Any other information I can? I would recommend checking public records, anything that you can find.
Any reason why you think he'd be a target? I mean, you said you were a friend of his. Was he, was he doing anything that you thought was weird or something like that? Or did he tell you some weird story of him being tracked?
He was caught in the crossfire.
I'm not. He wasn't acting too out of the ordinary. He did take some time off a while ago, but it was for personal matters that I'd rather not discuss. Nothing ominous.
I'm just trying to pinpoint to see if, normally games, accidents do happen, but sometimes games will be hired to, take care of someone so that they don't get tracked.
Again, I don't know.
Okay,
He
thank you.
wasn't acting out of the ordinary.
And then I take one more sip of the delicious water that he gave me. I put the glass on its whole, the little holster, neatly, say thank you, and then just start walking out.
Okay. So he.
Meeting adjourned.
The receptionist sees you all out, and so where is it that you're all going from there? Are you going to the moon sleep? Are you going to the 21st level?
What time of day is it?
It's about still dusk. That meeting probably lasted for 45 minutes at the most.
What say you?
I say, well, if we are going to be fighting against well-armed criminals, we should probably see what we can do to equip ourselves. I look at all and say, I know you carry a sidearm, but do you have anything more sufficient?
I pull out a hammer and
You receive
my
an email?
reaction cannon.
What is the
Yeah,
reaction?
you receive an email.
It's like an automatic
That's 200 credits. Has been put in
space rifle, pretty much.
into
Okay.
your accounts that he got from you, and there's a message that just reads signing bonus plus expenses. He gave just if you want to share that with people, but you see that email because
On the phone.
yeah, your phone rang first. Your phone, your data comm rings as well. Yours were on silent. Just to say. You always keep your phone on silent, but you also always complain about that you never check your messages, being the filthy hips that you are. No, you all get this. You all get this message.
Good news,
that
everyone. We got a signing bonus.
that 200 credits has been transferred into your
Abadar is merciful.
a signing bonus plus expenses.
How much do we get?
200.
200 and what kind of expenses? Does it say
Oh,
the
200.
list?
No, the amount of money that it gives you is 200 credits. That is to cover a signing. That is that is a
Is
signing
that-
bonus plus
Is that
expenses.
to the group or to individual?
Each of you gets 200 credits.
I do agree that we have to arm ourselves, but before we start going around buying the newest laser gun 9000, we should probably do some information gathering in the areas. Because we go buy stuff now.
Let's.
I know a person.
Okay.
I leave to my room.
Also, you got a room at the moon sleep?
Yes.
Okay. Did you all go
Is
with
the price reasonable?
The price was, from as far as you can tell, it's fine.
Okay.
It's 16 credits for a week for an efficiency room,
Oh man.
or 50 credits a week for a small 2-bed suite.
No way, efficiency for me.
Okay. The 50 credit, the small 2-bed suite, it has two options. One is a 1-bedroom honeymoon room, which does have all the amenities on a higher. It's on a higher level than the rest of them. It does come with. It does include a show. It does include
Space porn.
like a show, like I don't know, I don't want to date myself here. I don't want to age myself by saying this. God, who do the young people like?
Jake Paul.
We'll say that person. Yeah, whoever that is, or the Golden Girls. But I mean, the Golden Girls are fucking good, okay? Hipster.
Actually, it's a pretty classy show.
Yeah, thank you, Dylan. Boom.
Yeah!
Golden Girls. But It does come with a stage show. It
Bob
comes-
Ross.
Sure, there's a painter in the center of the
yeah.
room. It does come with a stage show. It has, let's say, a credit for like a bunch of Barbucks, as you would call it, like about 50 credits of Barbucks. So
That's like
yeah.
getting the room for free. How are making money on this?
Trust me, even they have a deal with the bar. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Look, don't ask. I know you have money, hipster, but don't ask.
I don't want to go into that whole simulator, okay? Because it's one of those things where listen, I don't want to explain it right now, okay?
So, Lance, as you were saying.
But yes, 50 Barbucks to a locally owned to an inn on one of the other called the Fusion Queen. And some take-home chapters for new couples. But the economy room, again, 16 credits.
I will take one economy room, please.
Okay.
I do like saving money, so the cheap room for me as well.
Yeah, cheap room as well.
Okay, so everybody got 16 credits.
For the economy room.
As you go into there, it's fine. It's a small one room dorm, not dorm, but one room sort of hotel room. Most of them are on the first or second level of the place. Each of them have the same sort of brown linens that look like they've been recently changed. The room seems newly vacuumed. There is an option to turn on and off a black light, so you can ensure that your room is of the cleanest quality, and it is. You don't find any miscue blam markings, or I don't know,
God.
a ghost covered in just unnamed horrors. It's a clean room.
I still check like under their mattress and stuff just to make sure like no one left anything gross in there, just to make sure it really is clean. Cause
So you're checking like the room as a whole.
yeah, just sort of like making sure there's like trash or something.
Okay, I like it. Give me a.
Also, he has bed bugs.
If I find any, I'm eating them because I'm superior.
I love it. Give me a check for that. Give give me a check and then give me a reading for that check.
I figured just a perception check because I'm looking around, just sort of using my little peepers, kind of looking under stuff.
Okay. Yeah, you make your perception check. You do find a small note under one of the mattresses
Okay.
that says, "Don't worry, we checked here too," and the logo of the Moonsleep Inn on one of them on it.
Yeah.
So they check.
I lift the entire bed up
Okay.
and use the black light to check the entire underside of it.
Find dead girl. No. You don't find anything. It's
Dead hooker.
again. It's clean. It looks like they do a good job. Not a suspiciously good job, but a decent enough job
Okay.
of the place. The black light is one of the reassurances as well. That's like one of their calls to it.
I unscrew the light fixture
Mhm.
and take a look at that as well too with the black light.
You find the same note. Don't worry, we checked here too.
Well, how do we know when they just made this stuff? They just put a note here saying we checked here too.
Doesn't that be a dick move? So I look at it, put it new, because it doesn't look like a worn out note. It looks like it's kind of newish, like how paper gets old. It could be thinking like, well, it's gross new, but whatever. Just race through it up there. But you do find that in all the little hidey holes.
in the air vents too.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a little too high on this, so
Yeah.
Don't worry, there's no drugs in here.
So while they're trying to make sure the room is clean, I kind of start getting busy to work, and with my computer, could I make a 3D model of the map, and then little pins so I could pin down information I know? Okay.
Yeah, you can make a beautiful mind style map in your.
But with my little hollow.
Yeah.
Well, I have a phone, and then tarot managers have a magical wizard book thing. So with that, I start
would it
making.
be called Wizard Book Pro?
Sure, why not? But I like just shooting it, like putting it on the table and then having it like projected, like a movie theater kind of thing at the wall. I get like a map of the city, and then kind of just circle the areas of where there's like where the games live and activities. And then on the side, I start putting notes like, okay, like all the information I get, like, okay, mining companies having a bit of arguments.
Yeah.
And then I want to use my, I guess, computer skills to check, like, all the places that these gangsters have attacked.
Okay.
Where they, like, rival each other. Because I figured, two gang spying is pretty public knowledge without me having to hack in. Because I want to cover first anything I can find in radio information, and then maybe move on to, like, some low-level hacking of, like, whatever they didn't say. Like, yeah, there was two gangsters shooting each other for no reasons. But in reality, they were shooting each other because there was a quarter on the ground. They wanted to fight for that quarter.
Yeah, give me a computers check.
I got a magical 24.
And which game are you looking at?
Well, like, first I'm looking for, like, the two games that was on public records of where they, like, clash each other and, like, started shooting at each other and killing each other.
Okay. You do find it's mainly around two places. One of them is the level 21 of that Abasolom Station. Around the outskirts of it, the slums, the puddles is one of them.
So
that's what you're able to find. It looks like that's primarily the I don't know how to put this, the home turf, I should say, of the level 21 crew.
okay.
But there have been incursions by various gangs, including the Downside Kings there. You have also heard of a lot of fights that are happening around the Fusion Queen.
Fusion Queen. Okay. Right. And then after I do that, I look up what is the area that these fights have gone, but what are the areas close to?
Well, one's on the 21st level of Abasolom Station.
Right.
And that's
but anyway, like near, like what's near the Abasolom Station? Is there like
you guys are on Abasolom Station? Like that's where you guys are on right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what you're trying to find, like the 21st level, that's the 21st level.
21st level, huh? I think we should check level 24.
Well, I'm trying to like.
No, don't hit me.
Check something.
Hell
negative. Those metal dice at you. Bang!
Hurt.
And then, well, I'm checking like areas because the only information I go on is these two mining companies are, having a dispute over something. So I'm trying to think, what would a mining company would want? So I'm searching, what would they want in this like level 121 area?
There's nothing in the level 20 in level 21 that you find that would really be too helpful. But you do find that there is that they're still going through arbitration with litigation over who gets the ownership of this large object that Hardscrabble Collective did find. And the Hardscrabble Collective is saying they have rights to this mainly because it was their ship that found it. They were the ones that found it. It's on theirs. And you also find that that the other larger mining company that hired them, Astral Extractions, they did they're claiming rights to it because they were the ones that hired the Hardscrabble Collective
to get
it, and so they're basically saying that. Trying to find information about the Hardscrabble Collective, you're only able to really find that they primarily operate, and this is public knowledge, that they primarily operate along scattered planetoids of the Dysphoria, which is a ring of asteroid belts. That's between Eox and one of the other planets that's sort of out there. And you're also able to find that it has no offices or bases of operations. It's more of a clan of different ships that view these armada about 15, 30, anywhere between 15 and 30 ships at a time at this place as sort of base of operations.
I kind of with a stylus note, I just put, ask my God-loving money friend the stocks of these two companies, and
so we're going to move on over we're just still going clockwise, so you're up, Baylor.
Whereas we're sort of just not like resting, but sort of just like letting our, it's not like a long or a short rest or whatever. But here we're sort of putting our feet up for a minute. I'm going to, I figure now's a good time to check my stocks, see how they're doing. I'm going to pray to Abadar, but since business, it's kind of a little bit how you pray to Abadar. It's just like, Abadar be praised.
Okay, by checking your stocks, you do have all the and also sleeping. You do have all the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, sorry, were we taking long? I thought we just sort of got our rooms.
Oh, okay. If you are taking long, that's up to you all. But as you're checking your stocks and doing money magic, you do get the you feel fine as you see that Abadar Corp is actually a little bit down, a few points down lately, and you also hear in the news that one of their exploration vessels that was studying something it doesn't say what it is that was doing a research study off in the vast has been silent for over a week now.
Right, so
we also hear that Translucitil, which is a company that sort of deals in starship engines and drift drives, has had a recent windfall of new a new line of engines.
all right, so
They're unrelated stories, by the way.
I don't know. I guess I'm going to buy some more Abadar Corp stock because it's a little bit down. So if I buy it when it's a little bit down,
Okay.
like I pray, it's like, Abadar, guide those souls who are lost in your service to their final resting place by your side. Also,
Okay, 1 point is worth, let's say, 127 credits.
woo! I'm gonna do some.
And please make sure that my
So 127.
Yeah, 127 credits. Add that you have a point of Abadar stock. And was there anything that Blur's Gulp was doing?
Actually, I'm gonna buy 5 shares.
Oh
Oh
shit!
my god.
Wow.
Good job, Mr. Money.
Someone's turning into a day trader
Yeah.
over here.
Checking that vet schedule. Is it good to go to the vet?
Oh god.
The vet closes in an hour.
Oh no!
Oh no, sorry, it closes in. Let's go back. It closes in 2 hours.
Oh, do I have enough time to make it to the vet?
Yeah, it's like a 10 minute.
And did I see anything that Durgan, did I see anything
Duravar Krell.
did I see anything that Duravar needed to go to the vet for?
It was to pick up his pet.
Oh, that's today?
Yeah.
I'm going to the vet.
Yeah, you know how many fees it's going to accrue if that the kid has to dog overnight?
It's 5 credits to get there.
Done.
Okay. Shit, now I get there you go.
This turned from like Space Adventures to
Yeah.
to like
We're just giving Dwarf our fucking life.
He's not dead if we uphold the memory.
There's going to be a statue in the middle of Spire complex, and it is Dwarvar doing errands. And like in a round in hollowness is if you want to uphold his legacy, look around you.
Also,
This
his
is
dry
the
cleaning.
grocery store, the dry cleaner,
Picking up his kids from school.
a bris. Let's
visit his mother's grave.
yeah, she's dead shit. But anyway, you go there and just an android taking the guise of a female frame looks at you as blue dots of light peer out from a symmetrical but angular face. A line of what looks like a computer screen for a mouth illuminates for a bit in the shape of a smile, and she looks up at you with a slightly metallic voice. Hello, Hello, this is welcome to Prim Pets. What can I do for you?
I'm here to pick up Duravar's dog. Or pet.
Oh yes, yes. He was quite the handful to manage, but we did shave him as much as we could. We kept a little bit on the feet, as Dwarvar requested for the cold season. Just give me a moment to get him ready. Have a seat.
Thank you. I hope it's a dog.
5 minutes pass.
It's a trash.
Your 5 minutes pass. Your hopes and your dreams, every aspect of your design in your life that you have that I've known about your character so far, has come true. It is a dog.
What kind of dog? Big or small?
It's small.
Okay, good.
He's gonna eat it.
Oh god.
I'm superior!
It's a small. It looks like it's shivering just a little bit. It's maybe about. It's
tiny.
It's like a small lap dog.
So it's
So
a
like
chihuahua?
we like that. It's like that long across, and then like like that tall up. It has sort of short. It has like kind of like short legs, and a long pointed tail. Think of a dachshund, and you're spot on. It's brown with spotches of with like almost like a leopard pattern of like lighter brown, just all across it, and a white little belly.
Oh.
Looks up at you. She looks over at the lady, and licks her chin, and then sort of gets into you like without any hassle. Hands it to you. Well, Dwarvar paid in advance. So what can I? Is there anything else I can help with? Do you want a leash? Do you want to bring any treats for the little fella?
No, I'm an ace pilot. Thank you. And I leave.
He's confused.
Is it like a question mark over your mouth?
It looks like he's about to say something, but as he turns, she sort of gets back to work. Just, alright, well, I hope he doesn't come back and kill me.
Or she slowly sort of, unholsters the shotgun that they keep on her.
No, you know, so that she locks the door. She's closing up early, and you have Dwarvar's dog help you.
I pet it and I head back to the hotel.
Okay. Are you all sharing separate rooms?
We're in
Yeah.
separate rooms.
Yeah, it'd be really weird if all four of us try to cram into one economy room.
Okay.
Like,
Especially since I'm like 6'4".
Again,
I mean, I could just sleep in your arms. I'm just so small.
I don't
Like,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. So you have the dog in your hotel room.
As I go inside, I'm going to take some of that purple grass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to feed it to the dog.
Sort of like
The grass.
he sniffs it a bit. He sniffs it a bit. He knows the difference between what's food and what's not food.
I've seen dogs eat grass before.
He doesn't. Flavor Cuts doesn't.
He'll get hungry enough soon.
You look at his tag and his flavor.
Ugh.
Alright. So Flavor doesn't just decide to eat the grass.
I'll keep him locked in the hotel room. with me!
Oh, okay.
While I'm in there.
I was like, this is your new tomb?
No, as I'm in there with it, hopefully there's no policy against dogs in this hotel, because I'm not telling the hotel staff I have it.
Okay.
or you just, it's sort of, if you have like, you just sort of close your eyes and put a stick on the ground and be like, okay, take me to my room, doggy.
Give me a perception check.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
This is the best
I
space
have
adventure
no
ever.
bonus.
Oh boy.
Ooh, 10.
Nice. You know shit.
Good.
Yeah, you don't know something. And so who else, what is Olaf doing? What is Olaf 1457 doing?
I'm mainly just studying the maps, the intricacies of the, not only just the main structure of the walkways, but also the vents, the sewer systems, and everything like that. For the Bay 94, Dock 94 that we were in, but also the 21st Street, or the 21st level.
Okay.
And also the same area where the Downside Kings reside, just to memorize it in case we need an escape plan and have to get back up to the upper levels.
Cool. I like the thought. So you're able to do that. You're able to study it and save it in your databanks. You don't find anything out of place with Bay 94. It is your typical loading and unloading bay for both pedestrian and small commercial ships. There's nothing that's really out of ordinary there that you could tell. Was there anything else? And so, as far as where the downside, where the downside Kings sort of lair, it is sort of. It looks like the only place that really stands out where the Fusion Queen was. It seems like that is sort of it's a sort of slightly depressed downtown area. It's very lively and things like that, but it just seems like it's not. It's like comparing downtown Salt Lake to I don't know.
Rio Grande.
Downtown Salt Lake to, let's say, the Strip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fine. It's not like but it's fine. You know?
Okay. All right. I also want to check to see if I can either access or hack into their manifest that they have for what was being delivered. Not just on the day we arrived, but 3 days prior and 3 days after when we were supposed to get there, to see if there was any sort of strange items that were supposed to be delivered.
I like it. Give me a computers check, please.
Computer check?
Yes, please.
Not my thing. Although I still got an 18.
Nice.
Nothing too out of the ordinary. There were a few exotic pets that were turned away, that were not allowed. But they seem like they left without incident.
Okay.
That was 3 days, but that was 3 days before. And you also do have what's set to just be delivered 3 days after is a large shipment of alcohol and stimulants that is extra security detail to look at. To I guess guard as it does make its routes. It's not atypical for this to happen, as Abasolom Station does have its a milieu of different bars.
Establishments.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of the stimulants are illegal. Like you won't have like space heroin, but you do have
Space meth.
Yeah.
Heroin is down or meth is an upper.
Oh, yeah, you don't have anything. I'm giving you too much. I feel like as a DM I've given you too much inspiration, but I'm gonna give you a Lance Pet point for that.
Oh, which is like what, 10?
Yeah, you get 10 and you get 3 sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5.
No, it's 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you gained a few. But anyway, but yes. So you do that's all that you find. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Okay.
As for this.
I also want to see if I can access or hack into the camera system for the docks to see how the two gangs arrived and try and retrace their steps from there from the map that I memorized for Abasolom Station.
Okay, you do find that since you're already within their systems, you do find that access is locked. So it will require another computer's check, but you're able to tell that it will be these sort of deeper checks. They're not looked into with if you are detected, it may pose some dangers to you.
Okay.
But you can attempt it.
I'm not gonna attempt it.
Okay.
Not right now. But yeah, that'll be it.
Was there anything else we could do? Were you gonna check if somebody, I don't know, decides
Got
to
it.
adopt a dog? Were you going to go to a level 21? Were you going to check out the Fusion Queen, which you did? Which one of you, I believe it was, I believe it was Zach. So was anybody going to investigate what goes on there? Since they were mentioned.
That's what I was going to, but I feel like if I continued on, it'd be a really long turn for me, and
Okay.
other people wouldn't have a turn.
We'll go to Belor, and then we'll just go to whoever. We'll just go. Yeah. whoever.
After that, I just sort of gather up everyone. I'm guessing there's like, I don't know, a place where they have like the continental breakfasts or whatever after our long rest.
Oh, like a
I
swap
just sort of
conference.
just get us together, sort of talk the game plan.
Did you all take a long rest?
I'd like so I could get my soul back.
Yeah, we might as well. It's been a long day of almost being shot at, and looking up, gangs do and mining activities, and
And I also have to
Charge.
refuel my power cells. Yeah.
yeah, and charge your batteries. Right?
Okay. With as far everybody takes a long rest, everything is fine. However, blurs.
Oh no.
You do notice something in your hotel and it's different. A small slot on that's floor level. It's near the that's in the kitchen area. That's in the kitchenette of your hotel room. It opens up, and out from it slowly crawls out with this sort of hiss into the wisping of like clean smelling mist. A small set of 2 bowls. One of them is full of water.
Flavor. There you go.
Yeah, Flavor goes over. He's lapping at it. He looks for a bit. Continues to do dog stuff. Excellent. Does anyone decide to do anything else?
Do anything else while in this long sleep? Or?
Yep, you're all resting. Anything else as far as if you guys are just murder hobos, do you guys decide to do, I don't know, any sort of downtime activities at all? Or is your new life just killing until somebody kills you?
I kill everyone in the hotel.
No.
Alright.
So your eyes just turn red.
No, I don't know. I converse. I kind of, I guess, sort of hang out with these guys. I'm like, hey, what do you? And just sort of chat with them. Just sort of, like, oh, this was a weird day. Getting shot hurts. Just sort of asking about what they just, I don't know, general socializing.
Talky bastards.
Yeah. I just kind of just said, yeah. During my downtime, I've besides reading just some like psychological articles about what's new in psychology, I also did some research, and then I kind of show like a smaller condensed, like I kind of just, I guess, text message my little map that I've made and just show what I've done, and I just kind of ask Bello, Ben, I'm Bello, like Bello, could you check the stocks between these 2 mining companies? Because for some reason I'm getting like a weird sense that somehow they might be involved.
Right.
As he's doing that, I take your holographic map
Yeah.
and
You
I
do
show
see
everyone
that
all the outs.
And you
Astral Extraction
Yeah.
is in a down right now.
All right.
And
Okay, alcohol.
Hardscrabble Collective, they're not a publicly owned company, so there are no stocks, so there are no numbers to find
the
on them.
one that's in a hard downfall.
They're not a hard downfall, but it's a slight.
Yeah, a downfall. Is this like a lot lower than their? Like I look.
It's like half a point.
Are they in the black,
Mhm.
or are they making?
Are they?
They're still a very lucrative company to invest
they
into. They're
one of
doing
those
financially
companies-
fine.
Are they one of those like kind of like stable companies like McDonald's or Microsoft, where it's like, hey, if you invest in these, yeah, they'll never go out of business, sort of things?
Yeah, it's one of those where like they're big. Just by looking through that, you do see that that Astral Extraction is a powerful mining conglomerate with business ties throughout the Pact worlds. So it's one of those things where it's too big to fail.
How much is it per share?
Less than Avatar Corp is right now. It's about it's looking about maybe 95 credits a share. God, now I gotta keep track of this shit, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually keeping track of it, so it's like I bought 5, shares of Avatar Corp for 127 per share.
Good. And then with that, I just kind of ask like, well, then I just look up like what you add into 3D of like.
So sorry, what was this?
95
No,
credits a
I
share.
already have 95. 95, and I bought.
While researching them, you do
No,
see
what was
that
the name of the company?
Astral Extractions.
Hey, no.
Yeah.
I'm so immature about it, but it's so hilarious.
I'm happy you find happiness in this in any way that you can.
Astral
as-
extraction.
As I say, it's like, I hope my astral extraction goes very well.
Had you had your morning astral
Keep
extraction?
back a point of inspiration for now.
You never gave me one.
Good!
No, I'm not trying to say it's a joke. I'm actually saying it like genuinely, like, ooh, I hope this goes well.
Alright.
I'm not
I
trying to.
used to take off the hit for him good
Yeah, I'm
one.
not
Most of
Little
their
Android-
company's operations, you're also able to find out that they are centered in the Dysphoria and the rocky moons of the outer planets. And it's also begun to send out scouting vessels into the vast in search of new claims. The company recently hired hardscrabble collective ships, the Acheron, for one of these planetary missions, and so that seems to be where the times of troubles between the two began shortly after. Yeah.
So, with his new information of like the shipment of like alcohol, what else did you find?
It was alcohol and stimulants, and that was pretty much about it. But I did also add in the rest of the routes on the map.
Like when we go in, like their escape routes of which they use, and then what we could use just in case bad times happen.
Yeah.
And that was of what that was with the Dock 94, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Dock 94, the 21st level, the puddles,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Did you also look up anything about the Fusion Queen?
The Fusion Queen?
The inn?
Oh, also just during our general socializing and stuff, I say, well, it seems like the Fusion Queen keeps popping up and just sort of, it's popped up a few times. I've taken notice of it. I think maybe Abadar is sending, this is a sign that we should
investigate.
check out this establishment.
I do agree. And I point to your title like, I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name, good Sir Android.
Olaf.
Olaf.
1457, come on.
Sorry,
It's
Olaf.
a real easy name.
Well,
It's not
you'd be surprised how many patients I had to deal with during my like masters. There was a lot of names and a lot of. So after a while, all the names just kind of merged together, so it's a little harder for me to remember names. Olaf, would you mind assisting me in checking the customers that are coming through this inn establishment, and then if you're down for a bit of a dive, we could see which one has a bit more of the problems with the drinking, because maybe we could ask this particular individual what he, she, it might know, or cyborg, or eight-legged creature, of what,
You can just say that. I think that's the correct gender pronoun.
No, you gotta say all of them or else they get mad.
you would know that, wouldn't you, space hipster? Now, would you
Oh.
be able to help me with...
Alright, roll for initiative! No, I'm gonna make a mental note. Next time you're dying, I'm gonna let you be bleeding for an extra round or two.
And I make a mental note for psychology, you have anger issues that need resolving.
You can choose mental notes, but maybe you can't.
But more or less just, because I'm thinking with and anyone else around us that would have good computing skills, and I don't know, maybe I could use my engineering to, I don't know, help you boost your computing so it becomes easier?
So we're looking for customers.
People that have come in and out, which we figure at this point is
Of this inn?
of
This hotel?
of the queen.
Oh, the Fusion Queen. Okay.
Because I'm thinking we could maybe ask one of these individuals some questions, and if they already look it up, it might be easier to talk to them.
Okay.
And I could use some psychology to, trick them into, spilling out information. That's
So,
just me.
as you're looking, they don't keep notes of everybody who goes in and out of the Fusion Queen. You're able to just
Well,
find
what?
You're able to just find staff notes, like who work. Well, not even that really. Like just by looking at their social media page.
What
I'm
about
not gonna
Joe-
say which one, but their social media page,
Space
just to sort of find just the employees that want to be on there. Like has a typical. There's a picture of us, and we're all smiling, and we're all having a good time serving our patrons, and we're all maybe doing a bump of the space coke. Having a good time. Drink responsibly. Things like that. Hey, today's our 4th anniversary of being here since the new management took over. So it's half price drink for the fellas. Stuff like that. Every Thursday at whatever time is ladies' night. So come on over if you're a lady, and I'll give you a free knife.
All right then. How about with a little bit of diving, maybe some security feeds of prior gangsters, because I figured maybe at some point in time during these gangster tests that might be public knowledge of Glug was spotted, stealing candy from a baby. While
Give me a check for that, a computer's check.
Okay.
And I'll let you have +2 because he's helping.
which is excellent because that is a 9.
You don't find shit. You don't find anything about the patrons there, just from computers checks. Possibly if you were to go there in person, you could talk to people there, but you don't find anything like if you were to, I don't know, look up a bar named Sue on various different websites or various different things. A little hold of what information goes on there.
Well, I believe we might have our first stop to make on our investigation. Shall we all visit the Fusion Queen?
Yes.
This sounds like a good idea, and I'll be right back as I go changing from my more psychology professional clothing to more like regular guy going to a bar. Maybe a shirt that's slightly ripped, just know that I'm kind of adventurous. Ooh.
Oh boy. Come on, ladies, come on with the knife for me. You can see how I got these scars.
Hello, fellow children.
Actually,
So, ladies, have you ever seen a scruff rat before?
Oh god.
yeah, well, they're trying to.
Let's stay away from him when we're over there.
I'm gonna keep wearing the clothes I am, which is my professional clothing, which for me is my priest clothes. So
Oh,
it's
God.
like I haven't ironed it up.
Wait, a priest drinking?
No, just
I'm gonna show you the second one. What the priest can do.
it's probably. I think it's kind of like a gold-looking sort of vestments or whatever, because.
Okay, so you're going as a biker, a priest. what other insane?
A biker, a priest, and a cockroach all walk into a bar. A rat, a biker rat, a priest, a bug, and a robot walk into a bar.
A soldier
I
robot.
don't have a joke for this. I'm sorry. But so
We're a joke.
all right. So yes, you.
That's our group.
Are you all
joke.
wearing your arms and armor? Is basically what I'm asking, or are you just wearing like clothes like a sane person?
I'm wearing clothes over my armor stuff.
I sort of, I have a pistol, but I don't have it out
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't have it out in a hip. I just
Fuck
sort of,
with me!
Are you trying to conceal it?
yeah, I'm just sort of putting it in a pocket or something.
Okay,
Sick.
give me so
Sleight of hand.
okay, yeah, give me a stealth or a sleight of hand. Yeah, give me a stealth check actually to see how well you conceal.
I actually don't have a backpack or a bag, so I can just sort of put it in my bag and then.
Don't shoot your dick off.
Possibly, if you want to do that, yes. If you want to hide it in your bag,
Since I'm a rat, do I get a bonus for hiding in the
No, you
No.
can. No, you can hide it in your cheek pouch.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If it has one large, yeah, you can sort of.
Yeah, I just kind of do that.
Yeah,
and
I just got
whoa.
Marlon Brando jowls today. Don't judge me.
No, I'll make a stealth check to see if.
Okay.
Oh, I failed miserably, so I probably put it in there, and then I'm just sort of as I'm checking it out, trying to see how it looks, if it goes, and I look in the mirror and I'm probably printing real big, and then it sort of falls out. I'm
Okay. Do you
well,
want to try to hold it? Do you want to try to hide it again? I'll give each of you a check with advantage since you're not really. Need to hide it too well
Nope.
now.
well,
Okay.
I didn't do good, so I figure, well, God is my gun, so I'll just leave my gun in the hotel room.
As far as you. Oh, okay. So you're just leaving it there.
God's
Okay.
my-
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna leave my reaction cannon in my room, but I'm gonna take my pistol and my hammer.
Okay. Do you want to try to conceal those weapons at all, or are you just well,
The hammer, no. The pistol, yes.
okay? Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Is an 18.
Okay. And how about you, Blur's Gulp?
Well, I've been walking around the city so far not concealing anything, so...
I mean, also,
Yeah.
you two are technomancers. You have technomancy.
Well,
This is like if they're hiding their pistols or what have you. Are you
Yeah.
hiding those before you go into
Yeah.
a bar?
I'm also hiding
Okay.
my survival knife.
Okay, give me a
Sleight of
stealth
hand.
check for a stealth check
Okay.
for both with advantage because again you have all the time you really need to try to hide this thing.
And I do got, cheeks. Can
Yeah, you sort of.
I think it's one light bulb that you can have in your cheek.
So I got a 17 for that roll. So that's 21 to hide the knife.
Okay. Also, I'm assuming it's not like a Borderlands style, this infinite voidness. They
No,
can still see
it
that
has a
his cheeks are puffy when he hides them in there. It's like,
Which is
The guy
Maybe a
knows
lot
that.
of Yask or whatever.
Well, it
they-
actually does look kind of normal. If I try to fit more, then it'd be like,
Well, also,
are
I
your
think
cheeks like
a
5
lot
feet
of
long?
those rodents do that, so probably wouldn't be that weird to see a
Yeah.
Yosk or whatever it said with
Misaki.
Yasaki if they have big old cheeks. He's just like, I don't know, where's my wallet? Where's
the cocaine?
What was your roll again? What were your rolls?
For both weapons?
Yeah.
Okay, so the knife It was a
21.
21. Thank you.
Okay.
No wait, it was 17 plus 6, so 23. Excuse me.
Okay.
The other one was, I believe, a 15, so that's 20 unnatural
Okay.
for the gun. All right, knife. Oh.
Okay. Cool. I like it. So you all eventually head over to the
And my tie is wearing a long sleeve shirt under a short sleeve shirt under a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah,
That's
they're not
kind
gonna
of
let you
cut.
in.
So
And
kind of pissed I take one of the shirts off and just.
so there's a 2-shirt maximum and no goddamn poopy shell necklaces.
Oh man.
Except for on Smash Mouth Night.
Alright.
You better have a poopy
Alright,
shell
alright.
necklace.
So I take one of the shirts off and I tie it around my waist and go like. Is this fine to wear?
You're not picking up any ladies while we're there.
Yeah, I already, I don't know.
Or any.
Slugs.
The point is, I'm trying to look like a kind of a douche in a bar.
You're not going to find
I'm doing
any
well.
mates while we're at the bar.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. There might be some ratnets over there.
Okay, so you,
With a little bow on it.
as you're all heading to the Fusion Queen, again, we'll say 2 credits.
To get in.
No, that's like to the shuttle again, since
Oh.
How far is it just a walk? Because this is gonna add up. Or is there like a pass we can buy?
I'll see you
you
there.
guys can purchase a bus pass. It will be, let's say, while you're on Abasolom Station, 20 credits, but it'll last for a month.
As we go on, can I make like a search of where the nearest junkyard is? Because I might just make myself a freaking little like hoverboard for something.
No,
later on.
the junkyards are off limits.
Damn it!
Yeah, kid fell down there and he got his arm broken,
Fucking
and then they had to cut it off.
Fine, I look how much it costs us to get in, and then the service it takes to take parts.
So you guys can need to take a shuttle
I'm gonna buy a
2
bus
credits,
pass or
or
shuttle
a shuttle
pass.
pass.
Yeah, I'm buying a shuttle pass.
20 credits.
Yeah, I just buy that because this is gonna add up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here.
So I guess you guys get there. You know, the the public transport situation in the future, I'm hoping, is on point. So you guys get there about 5 minutes.
Away.
Oh, and how light is
Worth
this
it?
shuttle pass?
Huh?
I need to know
It's
by.
a light.
Oh, okay.
And no, it's
Negligible?
a 20-pound pass. No, it's a light. It's like a little card. Yeah, it's negligible.
It has no weight.
Yeah,
unless
unless you have like 37,000 passes.
Yeah, it's like negligible weight, huh? I'll take 1,000,000 bus passes.
Stack them out in front of yourself so it's like a barrier, but they're negligible. No, but yeah,
I am a.
I don't think I'm gonna be way down my credit card anytime soon, except for crippling debt. So
Yeah, I
while
want
we
that.
get to the Fusion Queen, it's the artificial light there has it sort of at like nearing to more past dusk.
Right.
Nighttime-ish. There. It seems pretty. As your shuttles and as your ships are sort of skirting above the area as it's lowered into the lower levels of Abasolom Station, taking the various series of tubes that the ships go through and the internet goes through, and then as it skates over over it, you see various neighborhoods. Some of them closer to these large traffic tubes are sort of more residential districts that are upstairs, slightly upscale. You see a few business quarters of people bustling, going to and fro, whether it be from work, on foot traffic, more traffic of various ships, and sort of leads into this. Maybe about 10 minutes past the area seems to go into an expanse of different places that are more scattered out, businesses and whatnot, and it leads into a more inner city sort of area. It's a little bit run down. It's not as nice, but it's not a slum by any means for this area.
Middle class.
Yeah, it's like West Valley's not that bad, goddammit.
Oh my god.
It's not. I live there. It's fine.
Murray.
Murray to what, like that Taylorsbury was like either Murray to, it's like West Valley.
Okay.
Yeah. West Valley, it's a fine place.
Kearns-ish.
I mean, again,
Back to Starfinder. Like,
yeah, I
was
don't
saying.
okay, but anyway, it's still fine. But and then it goes into a large pyramid-shaped building. It has the colors of light blues and magentas, and they're swirling about. And the holographic images shows those of a host gendered Shireen sort of with like very revealing, as in the mating legs that Shrians have are a little bit engorged and exposed than what Mada's dress would have, and then an android fella with large extenders. And just different images of drinks and music and things like that. The words Fusion Queen are emblazoned across the front as their hard light near the base of the building, and streaking off into a different wispiness as it reaches up into the skies, almost like burning letters of purple starlight. Your shuttle lands, and the entrance of the building, it has sort of a line to it. People are being ushered in as IDs are being checked. You do see there's two lines. One is just full of just like common-looking people, and the other people like in nicer clothes. The nicer clothes are being sort of let in. You do see one person who's in the sort of more affluent section. They're being stopped as you hear an argument sort of break out between him and one of the bouncers of the club. Whoever cares to listen to what's happening, give me a perception check.
What is my perception? 14.
Okay.
13.
7.
Okay. And I'm assuming that's nothing from.
I didn't listen.
Okay. You're hearing you just sort of hear, you gotta let me in, you gotta let me in, you don't understand, you don't know who my dad is, bro, you don't get it, okay, you don't know me, okay? Let me in this club. One of them's have to say, sir, this is the last time I'm gonna warn you, stay away or you will be put away. Listen here, bro, don't call me sir, okay? He has 3 popped collared shirts, he has a hat with a do-rag underneath it, the orangest of skin, almost as if it would be jaundiced now, and it looks like he has the metal sort of skin of an android. As he's shouting, as he starts to
So as he's doing it, I see some douchebaggery afoot. So I'm gonna use under my priestly arm robes, sort of use the cantrip or level 0 spell. Psychokinetic hand to basically force undo the guy's belt so his pants fall down.
Okay, are you trying to do this stealthily, or are you just doing it like, hey, look what I can do?
Just kind of was under my priest robe, so I don't know if that's gonna cause figuring they're kind of longer, so I can sort of go when I'm doing something and not full wizard sleeves, if I'm running I'm gonna trip over them, but kind of longer, so I can
hide it, right?
just kind of go like this, so I'm
I think those
under my robes, I'm kind of just
Okay, cool. So you don't have to give me a stealth check. A lot of attention is on this on this guy, as even some of the others from the more affluent line have sort of left. As you do that, his pants do fall down, and the bouncer he's having a conversation with pushes him to the ground and begins beating him with a large rod, one of those extension sort of security baton rods. As he's wailing on him, another one takes him as his position is replaced by another bouncer. He drags him behind the establishment. You hear screaming, and
I feel bad, but I just wanted to make him look like a tomfool.
Whatever's happening is happening back there. But eventually, the line starts more conversation comes up, more of the jovial conversation that you would hear as you're all sort of allowed. Well, you're all next in line in the commonerish line of the Fusion Queen.
Whoa, I'm wearing gold robes here.
You're allowed. You're allowed.
Wait.
They don't even check you. They sort of, all right, you can get it.
Yeah, I just say, Abadar bless your mice.
Hey, none of that in here. We don't want to be bothering our customers. We don't want to be bothering our patrons. They come here to ignore to forget about the gods for a moment, except for a few.
As you wish, I'll abide by your customs.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. And I go in and find a table for
you three, though. Who's going first? Who's first in line? Okay. He looks at you. I gotta check your pockets, sir.
Oh, okay.
All of your pockets, sir.
And who's checking me?
It is a short, by elven standards, female. She has sort of long auburn hair with dark hazel eyes that have sort of been looked like the bit of tiredness throughout them.
I extend my arms and just say the following, like, sir, do you need to borrow a stool? Because I'm so small.
No, I'd be quite fine with this, sir. She's sort of searching your pockets.
I continue to say, I apologize for my tie. It's laundry day. Just, you know, this is all I could find this evening.
I understand you're Yasaki, is that correct, sir?
Hmm?
I'm gonna need to check your mouth pocket, sir.
I guess then I'm going to,
I mentioned I have to check all your pockets, sir.
I'm gonna try to do a sleight of hand just because I'm wearing this shirt. See if I can't transfer.
Well, just sort of, if you're like you're opening your
Yeah,
like, just sort of like
switch it around.
Yeah, let's see if you can do that. Have him be at advantage since he's like looking down,
Yeah.
checking somewhere else.
Let's see, 10 or 20. Woo!
She's checking. You're able to
I
spit
say,
out one of your guns.
of course, you may check my mouth.
You're able to.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you since you
And
got
I
20.
raise
You're able to get one weapon out. Are you keeping your knife or are you keeping your gun?
I'm keeping my gun.
Okay, so she takes out the knife. This will be handed back to you after you leave the establishment, okay? Here, take a number, sir.
And I say, oh dear, my apple peeler. I totally forgot about that. I am so sorry.
Don't you lie to me.
I'm not.
She gives you a very sort of just... It's on the floor, take a number, sir. She gives you a number, she takes the other number to the handle of your gun. Without touching it too much, she sort of
What
puts
does
it
the
in
number
box.
say?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, does it say your knife or your gun that she took?
She took my knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you just to his gun.
Yeah, she's put it like in a box behind a podium. It's full of other. It's not full. It's not a choke of weapons. Reclaim Jerusalem with all this, but you know, if you really wanted to make sure that your kid got on all the rides at Lagoon, you'd probably be able to. But
yeah.
you see like a gun and your knife and a set of and like another knife in there. So you know, frontline Chuck E. Cheese. You weren't hiding anything at all, right? This is a no weapon, so you can go in.
Here.
All right, thank you. Puts it in there. Looks it up and down. We have to check your pocket, sir.
When you say you're wearing your hammer,
Yes, I'm wearing my hammer, but I hid my gun.
I can't let you in with this. Do you understand?
I hand it to him.
Same thing for both of them. Gives you a ticket, taped to the bottom of the hammer, puts it in there. She does a check for your gun, and she does not find it.
Nice.
Hey, this is Evan from 20 Side Night. Thank you so much for watching our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you next time. Have a great day.